Back here on ESPN Bet Live and back to the association. Let's talk Western Conference Finals. Luka Doncic helping get there by recording his third straight triple-double, while Kyrie scored 18 of his 22 in the second half to lead Dallas to a comeback win over OKC. The Mavs overcame a 16-point halftime deficit. A couple weeks ago, NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins warned a bettor holding an OKC championship parlay ticket that this outcome would be coming.
You know, my grandfather used to always tell me, never turn down the for show trying to get some more. He better get that $100,000. He better get that $100,000 because if he's watching the Minnesota Timberwolves or if he's watching the Boston Celtics, I think he needs to make his next move his best move. I'm never turning down for show money, especially when you only put up $100 to make $100K.
And now, Aaron Joe, Kendrick Perkins, back with us on ESPN Bet Live. And we, of course, have to start. Perk, you and your granddaddy, great advice, because that bettor did cash out and turn that $100 ticket into $100K.
A smart man. You know what else my grandpa used to say? I'm glad he got right before he got left, because if he would have kept this going, he sure would have been on the left side of things and left behind.
All right, so let's start with the Mavericks and their series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm curious, Dallas has two bona fide superstars in Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. They just won 4 of their last 5 against Oklahoma City, and yet they're plus 150 dogs to this Minnesota Timberwolves team. Are we possibly overvaluing Minnesota a bit?
Absolutely not. Did you miss the game 7? Did you miss game 1 and game 2 of last series? I mean, what they did and what the Minnesota Timberwolves did to the Denver Nuggets, the defending champs, walking into their home with muddy shoes on, kicking their feet up on the counter. Look, at the end of the day, I understand. Kyrie and Luka, they are a dangerous duo. But you know what else is dangerous? The duo of the Minnesota Timberwolves defensively, and that's Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels. And you know what else? Now you have Rudy Gobert, who's sitting on the back line, don't have to worry about Jokic, can be that defensive player of the year, meaning altering shots, blocking shots, and rebounding, because that's what Oklahoma City didn't have, enough size to rebound against the Dallas Mavericks. I think that's the right line. I see Minnesota winning this series in 6. They're going to take game 1 for sure.
All right, now also there's potential for Boston to be a little bit rusty tonight against the Pacers. Do you think that that's going to happen?
I don't. I think rest is always good. And they got an opportunity to scout and watch film. So I expect Boston to come in prepared. I expect the Garden to be rocking, and I expect these guys to have their antennas up, right, and be able to know their personnel. Also, I believe that this is Jason Tatum's series, not half of the series, but I feel like the whole series he will dominate. This is his moment. This is a legacy moment for him the rest of the way. He talk about, getting to that conversation of all-time greats. When you talk about the history of the Boston Celtics, this is the start of his journey right now.
One of the best handicapping angles that we can take advantage of are when certain players are removed from the lineup or certain players return to the lineup. That's a trickle-down effect. Sometimes it can lead to more scoring, less scoring, better defense, and so on down the line. If Kristaps Porzingis is able to come back in this series for the Celtics, how does that affect the overall dynamic of this series? Higher scoring, lower scoring, what do you see there?
Well, higher scoring, because you're talking about a 7'2" guy that could stretch the floor, shoot the three-point shot at a high clip, also take advantage of the mismatches. When they switch on Kristaps Porzingis, I believe he was one of the best post-up players in the game. And then his rim protection, right, is so undervalued. We don't talk about that enough. He has really elevated his defense. His capability of being able to switch 1 through 5 is huge for the Celtics. I mean, he has been everything. I say this time and time again. If the Celtics are going to complete the mission of winning the NBA championship, Kristaps Porzingis is going to be the most important player to that success.
All right, we'll get you out of here with this, Perk. We know you like the Timberwolves, and it sounds like you're leaning the Celtics way. So if you were to look in the conference finals MVP market, would there be anyone on either team besides Jason Tatum or Ant Edwards to bet on for conference finals MVP?
It would, and I would have to go with Karl Anthony Towns in the West. I'm not picking him over Anthony Edwards, but I'm saying it wouldn't be bad to put a little lettuce on Karl Anthony Towns, because we have seen time and time again that Anthony Edwards don't mind deferring to Karl Anthony Towns, especially if the Dallas Mavericks are going to come out and trap him and get the ball out of his hands. When I look at the Dallas Mavericks, they don't have anyone that could guard Karl Anthony Towns. Again, we talk about the most important player in the series. He's going to be the reason why Minnesota get out of the Western Conference Finals, and I would not be shocked if he get the Conference Finals MVP. And I'm talking about Cats.
Knowledge and wisdom on the basketball court and with your money. The one and only Kendrick Perkins. We appreciate it, Perk.
Appreciate y'all.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Keep them going, try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm a